enjoy your day. I hope they get that fixed. I'm sure they'll get that fixed soon. So.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Oh, see Beth Hanning's online. So we're here in the downstairs of the AFWERX building here in Las Vegas, and this is where the Fab Lab's going to be here. So we've got our general contractors, our supers. Got Ted right here. Say hi.
Hello.
Yeah, right behind me. Chris over here. Yep. So these are the guys that stay night, day. We've got shifts running, through the night till 6 a.m., 7 a.m. And actually, we're going to run right up to the 8 o'clock hour here, and then we're going to have a crew that's going to be here during the day because we've got some noise restrictions because there's people in this building doing work. So with that, we've started to look at the kit that's going to be coming into this building and working with actually some folks in the motorsports industry. One of the chief engineers from a Ferrari team and actually several teams. He's on his way to Sebring, and then he's going to be going over to Silverstone and the Nürburgring, which is really cool. But he's going to take some time aside and come down here. We're going to look at some of the kit that we're going to put in here and talk about the hardware and the software that's going to run this Fab Lab. So with that, let's just get a quick look around. We are several weeks away from this being done, and let's give you a quick tour. So actually what we were standing in right here is one of the project rooms. So just like upstairs, you got some of the color, but very broad open spaces, double door glass here, so we can run project tables in here. And we're actually working with a local company, GES, well actually it's an international company, and they're going to be doing some project tables for us. On that back wall are typical touch screens from Sharp. Vision Control Associates going to put that in. There's our glass door, so we want to still keep an open feel, so probably one of the cooler Fab Labs that you'd be in. As we roll out into the big design area right here, so this is just a large area where we can have project tables going around. We'll have some monitors on that back wall. We'll have some roll-around TVs so people can tie into that and show their CAD designs. Over here to the right, we've got our printer suite. So in here, we'll have a glass door. We'll have different environmental controls in here, so that's why we're having this closed off. But we'll have 3D printers in here eventually, and we've already got our Mark Forge. You've seen some of that video, and that'll be in here as well. Right here, just a nice kind of space here, but a carbon fiber layup capability right here. So we're gonna have some rolls of pre-preg carbon, and then when we use our shop bot, we'll build the molds, and then we'll put that carbon fiber, we'll cut it here, it'll be a cutting table, special tools for that, and then we'll wrap that mold, and then we'll bag it, vacuum it, and then bake it. And then you'll actually have your carbon parts. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to test out that equipment and go with some of the motorsports designs and probably some NACA ducts and some airfoils from some of the performance cars that you might see out there, some of your supercars, which is pretty cool. So that'll just be a way to test out the equipment and also have those artifacts look super cool. So we move right in here. We got another cafe down here, so you got to have a break room. So we'll have some counters, TVs, some lounge furniture. This is our IT cabinet. So we'll be porting everything from downstairs. You can see a lot of our gear coming down. So those guys will be in here today. And that will be Rosendale Electric and Company, and they'll be helping us put that in here. So we did a half wall here so that we could just open up into the space and be able to see that, which is nice. This is our second project room. So plenty of room here to move the project tables through and then move them into the room. And again, you've got some nice color. And then you've got your TVs, your touch screens. There'll be glass boards on these walls so you can ideate and create. And we just kind of walk back here to the beginning of the building. Mostly on the floors, it's all going to be luxury vinyl tiles in here. We got some material storage in here, so you always got to have plenty of room. Your tool crib, your material storage, especially when you're talking carbon and other stuff. You want to keep that locked up. We'll have a TV here that'll just kind of say what's going on in here, what's the events. Move to some carpet here. We've got our one of our Fab Lab managers here, and then this is the entry to the Fab shop. So I see Stunt Driver just joined. So just catching you back up. This is the Fab Lab for AFWERX in Las Vegas, and we're actually going to have some motorsports guys helping us set up the gear and kind of help run some projects here for the Air Force. And so we'll be tying into that network. So direct message me if you're interested in that and you've got some skills, and we'd really like to tap into that community because they're all about rapid and they are all about really extreme environments with all the things that they do, and I think that's very applicable to the Air Force. So just another project room here, logistics right here, and then just big open coming into the space here. But the money room's in the back as we go back here. So we'll have to have swipe access because you're going to enter into a space that you could really hurt yourself and cut some stuff up. So we're looking at shop bots. We're looking at some one of the Roland desktop CNC machines, which is pretty cool. So we'll be looking at that using SolidWorks as our main engine to do all this. There'll be double glass doors here, and you see on the right and the left there'll be card readers, swipe access, so that we can limit access to this, but you'll have the glass doors with some cool graphics from Roylink as we move into the shop space. So this is a pretty decent shop space, but the bizarre thing is that we're in this corporate world, so it'll be one of the cooler shop spaces. We've got folks from the Cosmopolitan Hotel upstairs and next to us, but it'll be a nice view, so if you're looking to do some innovative work here in a fab shop, this is probably one of the cooler places to do it. We really appreciate what Blackstone and Equity Capital did to modify the lease to actually allow us to do some conceptual prototyping. So made sure that we ran good power in here. You know, you have everything from bandsaws to the milling machines, but this room back here, this room got some special treatment, and it's going to be a little bit dark as we get the lighting ready. But because we've got neighbors, we've got to worry about sound and acoustics when we're running these milling machines. We're going to have a laser cutter. We'll have the shop bot, the milling machine in here, so we'll have to condition the air, and we'll also have to do the good dust collection. So in here we've got what we call resilient strip, or the isolation track right here, and so that'll be double sheetrock, and then the sheetrock on the inside is actually isolated from the outside and provides acoustic dampening. And so wherever else in here you see we had grid, you now actually will have sheetrock, which will again be isolated off the main deck with the resilient strip, and then you'll actually have insulation above that, so we can be a good neighbor, but then still run all our equipment in here. So this was actually a change order, as I knew what I wanted to do and what the designers had. We had to actually modify that to make sure that we were able to do both. So appreciate Chris and Nevada General Contracting working with us on that and keeping us on track with that. What do we got? We got inspections coming up.
So we're going to have a fire inspection because we have the sprinklers installed in here.
Yep.
And then we have our access panels, so the AC is going to go in.
Yep.
Yeah, and then fire alarm. We've got to get that all hooked up and make sure that that's ran in. And then wherever there's a junction box or something, we have to have access panels. So we got a few holes that are going to be up there, but I mean, you have to have them.
Right, mostly insulated over, bagged over.
Yeah,
and then we've got 220 coming in here because we've got some, you know, high voltage equipment that'll be in here. So we've made sure that was run. And this will be swipe accessed again. So this will be like a second tier as you come into this space. And that'll be more hard doors with some the safety glass with the mesh inside of that, just so you can see what's going on here, but you'll also be able to lock it down because this requires a different level of capability for folks to be able to use this room. So with that, I think that really wraps it up. A lot of work's really moving fast now, so I got to get my stuff done. We're actually going to have Nathan come down, one of the chief engineers, race car teams, is going to help us out with that. And look over my shop list and my equipment, and then we'll talk about the plans for how we're going to get that installed, get it set up and running, and get a basic capability going. And so, Chris, thank you. And we'll see you guys, and stay tuned for more updates. So, and I know my mom's watching sometimes, so hey, Mom, how you doing there?
Hi,
all right,
Mom.
Cool, excellent. All right, with that, you guys take care and have a great week. And it is Thursday, so it's almost the weekend, and I know a lot of folks are going off to race. So if you're racing, have a great weekend and go fast.